guys, my name is Shrima Shetty and I've done my culinary 9 months advanced diploma course from Academy of Pastry and Culinary Arts, Mumbai. So in today's live session, I'm going to make chicken sukka, which is a traditional Mangalorean dish from the Udupi region. So let's get started. I'll just show you all the ingredients. In the previous post, you all can see all the ingredients that I've listed. So I'll just run you all through whatever we have right now. Okay? Let's get started. So I've mentioned 2 masalas. So out of that, this is the first masala, and I'll just tell you all these masalas are roasted. So these are peppercorns, coriander seeds, garlic cloves, tamarind, cumin seeds, fenugreek seeds, onions, and grated coconuts, and bedki chilies. Okay, so we'll start with the process now. To start, you all will need a kadai. Okay, so for the masala, before adding it to the masala, we are going to fry the onions a little bit and toast the coconuts too. So you all are going to start with 1 or 2 teaspoons of ghee. Let the pan get a little hot and then I'll add it soon. Okay, so now the ghee is heated up. So you all can add your onions into this. So remember, now you all are not supposed to make the onions brown or anything. You all just have to cook it till it turns pink. Okay, that is translucent a little bit, and you all are good to go. Do it on a medium flame, otherwise you all might end up burning the onions. So be careful about that. You all just need it to like lose its rawness. So go slow with this. So see, you all can see it changing its color slowly. This is going to take only like 30 minutes at least. 30 seconds I mean, sorry. Okay, so now your onions are ready. You all can directly put it into the mixer. You all have still time a little bit. You all still have to toast the coconuts a little bit. So don't worry, the onions will cool down till that time. Okay. I'm going to add around 1 tablespoon, 1.5 tablespoon of onions, okay? Toast this a little. You all don't have to cook it totally. Don't make it golden brown or anything. Just toast it a little bit. We are going to add a little bit of turmeric to it. Not a lot, just a little. Here you go. Mix yellow. So turmeric, it is a very common ingredient in every Mangalorean dish. They prefer adding turmeric in every single dish that they make. It has medicinal properties and it gives a nice color to your gravy too. So that is all that you need. Don't add a lot of turmeric, just so it turns the coconut that you've added yellow. Okay, you'll get a nice fragrance from the coconut. You all don't have to cook it totally, just a little bit, and then you all are ready for the masala. Okay, okay. Now,
can we use desiccated coconut? Can we use desiccated coconut?
I will prefer if you all use freshly grated coconut, as the recipe will get a nice flavor if you all use freshly grated coconut, but desiccated coconut is also fine, but I will prefer using freshly grated coconut. So now your coconuts are ready to be blended. So I'll add this to the mixer now. Okay, so now this is done. We are going to add all the masalas to it now. So that is the peppercorns, coriander seeds, the cumin seeds, okay, the fenugreek seeds, methi seeds, and then here's a small piece of tamarind, and then garlic cloves. Okay, so now these garlics that I'm using are small in size, that is why I've used so many. If you all have medium sized garlics, even that will do. You don't use so many, you all can use either 6 to 7 pieces. Okay, and now I have a ready paste for you all, because this is going to make a lot of noise and it'll take a little time. So I've already kept a ready one for you all. Sorry, I forgot about the Betki chilies. You all are going to add this also to the masala. Okay, so the masala is ready. You all are going to grind this into a fine paste. Okay, so you all are going to add around 1 cup of water. Don't add too much, because that might end up making your gravy liquidy, which you all don't want. You all want it to be thin, like you all want it to be a gravy but not very liquidy. Okay, so this is your gravy. Okay, I've already grinded it for you all, so it should be a thick paste. Don't add a lot of water to it. You all want the chicken to also lose its juices. That is what you all need in the gravy, more of it. So now this is ready. So what you all are going to do, what you all are going to do with this is, you all are going to add the chicken to the cooker and then add this paste over the chicken. Okay, and then mix it. Add around 1.5 teaspoon of salt, or salt to taste, however you all prefer it to be, and then a blob of butter to it. Okay, so the cooking process for the chicken will take a little time. In my cooker it takes around 1 whistle, so it may take a while. That is the reason I've already cooked my chicken over here. So I will show how that looks like. Okay, and I forgot to tell you all one thing is, the garlic that I've used here, I've not peeled it. So that will be a common question for everyone, that why have I not peeled it. So for every Mangalorean dish here, now when you all grind the masala, you all don't need to like peel the garlic cloves. You all can use it directly. But remember, the main thing is, if you all are grinding it. If you all are not grinding it, then like, if you all are pounding it and putting it, then it's okay. But if you all are not grinding it, I'll prefer you all peel the skin and then use the garlics. Okay, so I'll show you all how the chicken looks after you all cook it. So here is the chicken. Okay, this is how it looks after it is cooked. And if in my cooker it took only about 1 whistle for the chicken to get cooked. If it doesn't cook in about one whistle, y'all can like open the lid and then keep it on like medium flame for like about 3 to 4 minutes. It will still be good. Okay, like for 3 to 4 minutes I'll keep it on flame and then it will be cooked. So now, okay, so about some people don't prefer using pressure cooker for chicken, as some people think that it loses its taste or flavor. Like my grandmother says, like she prefers using a kadai when she makes her chicken, because she says that it loses its flavor when you cook the chicken in the cooker. Okay, but I don't think it happens like that. Once you cook the chicken in the cooker, just after the whistle, let it be. When it loses the pressure, when it releases the pressure, open it. As soon as it releases the pressure, don't keep it inside for a very long time. Open it and then see it. Okay, so I'll be good to go. Now we can start with the second masala, that is the actual chicken sukka masala, and it is less complicated than the first one. The first one was not that complicated, but still. So let's go with the second one, and I'll just tell you all what you all need for that. Now here I have bedki chilies, garlic cloves, coriander seeds and jeera. Okay, so cumin seeds. So for this specifically in Bangalore, people who make this, they prefer using raw coriander and cumin seeds. Raw coriander and cumin seeds. In the first masala that we've used, all the masalas are toasted. Okay, so in this one, don't toast the coriander seeds or the cumin seeds. You all need the raw flavor that comes out of it. It gives a different flavor to the whole chicken sukka, the whole dish. Okay, that is really nice. Only the bedki chilies are toasted here, and the coconut also is fresh. It's not toasted or anything. The fresh coconut you all are going to use. Okay, so give me a second. Okay, so now you all have grinded your first masala in the mixer, right? You all don't have to wash the mixer. Remember that. Okay, let the gravy be in the mixer. Don't wash it. Let it be in the mixer, because the flavor mixes together and it becomes very strong and it's actually nice. Okay, so don't wash the mixer. You all can use the leftover and you blend the other masalas too in the mixer. Okay, so I'm gonna add, y'all are not adding the coconuts together. Okay, only the masalas, that is the garlic cloves, the coriander seeds and the cumin seeds and the bedki chilies. Y'all are gonna grind them together first. Now here my mixer is a little big. I would prefer y'all using a smaller one, because y'all need to grind this like a little bit fine. It shouldn't be it's not supposed to be too fine, but a little bit. And the consistency of the first masala, it is supposed to be very fine. Okay, so if you all want to check how if it's fine or no, you all can like just take it in your finger. Okay, like take it in your finger and just rub it. It'll it'll slip through your fingers. That means it is fine. Okay, it'll slip through your fingers. That means it's fine. It's not supposed to be coarse. The first masala is supposed to be very fine. Okay, so keep that in mind. And then now, just give me a second. Now I'm going to add these masalas into the mixer. The bedki chilies, garlic cloves, raw coriander seeds and raw cumin seeds. Okay, you all are going to blend this is because the chicken sukka, you all need to get a bite of the coconut. So if you all add the coconut, grated coconut also to the mixer, even that will become fine, which you all don't want it to happen. So you all are going to mix this first. Let it get into a fine paste, like a little bit fine. You all are not supposed to add water into this, not at all. So let's start. This is going to make a little noise, so sorry for that. So this is how it looks. Just scrape everything from the corners. So this is how it looks, okay? So this much is fine. Now y'all can go in with your coconuts. So I've mentioned it to be around a cup, that is 3 to 4 tablespoons. So I'm adding that. Y'all can add more coconut too if y'all are a big fan of coconut, but don't add a lot. It might make the chicken sukka a little sweet, so be careful of that. Okay? Now remember, you all don't have to break down the coconut totally. You all don't have to make it into a fine paste or masala or anything. So just pulse it twice or thrice, and you all will be good. Okay, so here is your chicken sukka masala. This is how it looks after it's grinded. So you all are ready. This is the final step now. Okay, just give it a mix so that everything is incorporated nicely. So your chicken is here and the masala is here. Okay, so let's get started. Just keep it on a medium flame. Keep your kadai on top. So now for this stage, you all will need ghee, around 2 to 3 tablespoons of ghee, clarified butter, finely chopped onions, around 3 to 4 fenugreek seeds. Okay, I'll tell you all why is that. Okay, let the pan heat up a little bit and we'll start. If you all have any questions, let me know.
Color of the gravy looks amazing.
Okay, so if anyone has sent any questions and if I've missed them, I'll try to answer how much I can. But if I missed them, you all can text me on my actual Insta page. My actual Insta handle, I've already pinned it on the comments. That is Shetty Shrima. So feel free to text me there. I'll happily reply. Okay, so the pan is hot now. So let's start. So you're going to put around 3 to 4 tablespoons of ghee, clarified butter. Put a generous amount of ghee is because you all need the onions to be fried nicely, and after that you all are going to add the coconut mixture. The coconut is going to soak up a lot of ghee, so you all would want to add an extra amount of ghee so that it mixes well with everything. Okay.
Yes, Miss Kalpana. Why is chicken making cut? Can you please repeat cooking chicken and cooker?
Okay, let me just finish this part and I'll go through everything again. Okay, I'll just give you all a quick recap of everything. I've already started this part, so I'll repeat it again and after I'm done with this. Okay, so let us start. So the ghee is hot now. We'll add the onions to it. Okay. So now, normally everyone tempers the onions in the last, but I'm doing it in the starting. So you all don't have to turn the onions black. Don't burn them. You all just have to get them brown. Okay. Make them nicely brown because you'll get a nice color also. And these onions for tempering. Okay. You all can use a less amount of onion. I used a little more here. So it's fine. A small sized onion is also fine. Okay, so till this fries, I'll repeat the chicken cooking part in the cooker. So what I was saying is, I've cooked the chicken in the cooker for about 1 whistle. So you all have to just put the chicken in the cooker, add the first masala paste, and add around 1.5 teaspoon of salt, or according to your taste, and a blob of butter, and then if you think your gravy has become a lot, don't worry, it doesn't go waste. You all can add boiled eggs to your gravy and have it, or you all can have the gravy simply with neer dosa or idli. It works good too. But in Mangalore, the extra gravy that is left is called benanjal. That gravy is really flavorful as the chicken is cooked in it. So it has all the flavors in it. So everyone, like my granny and all, everyone say that the gravy that you get from the chicken is supposed to be added to the chicken sukka. And you'll cook it till it reduces and everything is nicely incorporated. Okay, so keep that in mind. Nothing goes waste in this dish. So yeah, that is how you'll cook the chicken.
There's one question for you.
Yeah.
What inspired you to be a chef? By Akansha Shetty.
Okay, Akansha. So my dad owns a hotel in Bangalore, and my uncle also owns a hotel in Bandra. I think most of the people know that's Janta. It's quite famous, and like looking at my dad going to the hotel daily used to make me very excited. And when I used to go to the hotel and watch people work in the kitchen sweating like I am right now, it used to excite me a lot. That is the reason mainly I got interested in cooking. I think that is it. Not more. Any more questions? Okay, so you all can see the onions are changing color. Onion is changing the color slowly. Okay. So be careful. Keep an eye on the onions. Don't just keep it on the flame and go out, because this will change its color very soon. So you all don't want it to get burnt. Only till it gets brown. Okay. For the people who've joined this live video late, I'll give you all a quick recap very soon, like after this is done, so don't worry. Okay, so this is going to take some time, so I will give you all the recap right now. So I have mentioned 2 recipes, that is the first masala and the second masala. So you all just have to do is the first masala, all the ingredients you all have to add it to the mixer directly. The onion mentioned in the masala is supposed to be cooked a little bit, fried in ghee for a little while till it turns pink. Okay, remove it in the mixer, the onions are ready. And then the coconuts, don't cook them totally, you all just have to cook it till you all get a nice fragrance. Okay, and add a little bit of turmeric to the coconut. And then you all can add the coconut too to the mixer, and then add all the masalas like the coriander seeds, the cumin seeds, the fenugreek seeds, betki chilies, tamarind, peppercorns, garlic to the mixer, and then you all can blend it to a fine paste. Don't add a lot of water, and even if you all add a lot of water, don't worry, the gravy is not going to go waste. So after that first masala is ready, you all mix that first masala with the chicken in the cooker, add salt according to your preference and a blob of butter, and give it a nice mix, and then close the lid and cook it for around 1 whistle. That will hardly take 15 to 20 minutes on a low heat. Okay, so your chicken is ready, and this is how it looks. Okay,
There's a question. Is it necessary to give the onions a constant stir?
it's not necessary because the onions are like practically floating in ghee right now, but then it won't stick. But I'm just stirring it constantly as it becomes brown equally. Otherwise the heat shouldn't like hit only on one spot, and only one spot of the pan should make the onions brown totally. So I'm just keeping on stirring it so that all the onions become brown equally. Okay, so it's starting to change its color. It'll be done in some time. Yeah, you can let it cook on its own on a low flame too.
I can't see. Please add me. Oh, number Which is your favorite Mangalorean dish? Which is your favorite Mangalorean dish? A question from Ships7716.
Okay, Shibani Akka, so my favorite Mangalorean dish is chicken ghee roast, which even I have not been able to make like perfectly till now, but yes, I'm gonna try it very soon and hope it turns out good.
Hima, will you show us Sol Kadhi next time? Question from Avrit Golani.
Avrit, sure, if I get another chance again, I will for sure show Sol Kadhi. I'm making all of your favorite dishes for you. So this is chicken sukka as you wanted always. Next time I'll for sure make Sol Kadhi. Okay, so the onions have turned brown now. Now at this stage you all can add the fenugreek seeds. So the fenugreek seeds, it is not a compulsion, but it is just a trick my mom uses and my granny, like they've been doing it for a very long time. Any non-veg dish that they prepare with the onions and the oil or the ghee, they add a little bit of fenugreek seeds. It gives a different flavor to the dish, and the aroma also, it gives a very nice aroma. So that is the reason you all put fenugreek seeds. Only 4 to 5 seeds is enough. Okay, and I'm gonna add curry leaves. Okay, there can't be one single South Indian dish or a Mangalorean dish, if you know, without curry leaves. So I'm just gonna add them directly. I'm not tearing them or anything. You all can tear them if you all want, but I'm just adding them directly. Okay,
There's one more question from Pavitra Shetty. From whom you learned this recipe?
okay, I learned this recipe from my mom, obviously. I practiced it for around 5 to 6 times before doing it. So yeah, my mom taught me how to do this. Okay, so you all see the onions are nicely brown and the curry leaves are also fried nicely. So now you all can add the second mixture, the dry mixture. Here it goes. Okay, I'm just going to keep the ladle aside. Okay, I just grinded this paste, this masala a little more, so you all can do it a little less because the coconut has become very small, which y'all don't want, okay? So I was talking to y'all and I grinded it a little extra. Y'all can keep it a little big too, no problem. Mix it well, it will slowly change its color, okay? It smells really good. If y'all would have been here, y'all could actually smell it. It smells really good. So at this stage, y'all can actually smell the coriander seeds, the raw cumin seeds, the coriander seeds, the freshly grated coconuts. At this stage, y'all can smell everything nicely because everything is fresh and raw. And when y'all are cooking it, y'all can actually get the aroma very nicely. Okay. Okay, so y'all are seeing it is slowly changing its color. Y'all just want it to turn into a little bit more red than it is right now. And y'all will be good to go. Y'all can add the chicken after that. Okay? Cook the coconuts nicely. Y'all need a little patience for this because it is a slow process, but yeah, the end product is worth it. It is amazing. So now, when the raw smell goes away, like the coriander seeds, the coconut, the cumin seeds, everything that you've added raw, when that smell goes away, you all can add the chicken, okay? And if you all want, you all can totally skip the curry leaves too. It is just the way South Indian or Mangalorean homes work. They need curry leaves and everything. But yeah, you all can skip it totally. Okay? So now this thing is ready. I'm just going to spread this to the edges so that it doesn't stay on the bottom when I add the chicken. Otherwise it might get burnt quickly. Okay? So just spread it to the edges and then we'll add the chicken slowly. Okay? Be careful when you are adding the chicken. Don't break the pieces because it is already cooked and it might come off easily. In the end, you will be only left with the bone otherwise. So be careful with that. And I'm not just like tilting the bowl directly is because this one has a lot of gravy in it and I don't want to add all the gravy. Otherwise, this won't remain sukka. I'll just mix this first and then I'll add the rest of the pieces, okay? Yeah, I'll just add the rest of the pieces.
It goes well with this.
So you all see this piece is broken down. So that is why I'm telling you all. So when you all are doing it, be careful. Otherwise the flesh might come off the bone, which you all don't want. Okay. And when you all are mixing it, put the ladle under the chicken and then get it on top. Okay. Otherwise, you all, if you all put it right in the center, you all might break the pieces because it's already cooked. So be careful. Okay, this is actually a task. Mixing this is. So don't worry, you all will get there. Just cook it for another 5 minutes and you all will be ready. Because I've added a little gravy to it. You all can see it's a little liquidy here, it's a little moist. You all can keep it like that too. So now this is almost ready. Okay. Now, okay. So this liquid, the curry that is left, this is a very flavorful curry. You all are not going to throw it. You all can add boiled eggs to it, or you all can simply have it with brown rice, neer dosa or idli. It goes with everything. It is really tasty. This became a little more liquidy because I added extra water to the mixture. That is the reason I told you all just add how much water you all actually need for the mixer. Okay. So you all see this thing has actually changed its color from its actual color how it was in the start. Okay. So look at this. Okay, so your dish is ready. Your chicken sukka is ready. Okay. So if you all have any questions, please ask me right now. Till then I'll just do the presentation for you all. Okay. Oh. How about a quick recap? Okay, I'll just give you all a recap. So we have two recipes that I've given you all in the ingredients list that I've given. So that is the first masala and the second masala. So the first masala is for the liquid, okay? I mean the gravy in which you all are supposed to cook the chicken. The second masala is for the dry masala that you all actually have in the chicken sukka, okay? Now the first masala, in the first masala you all are going to have to fry the onions a little bit till it turns pink. Add it to the mixer. Then you all are going to toast the coconuts a little bit. Toast as in don't turn them golden or brown. You all can just fry it a little bit in ghee. Add a little bit of turmeric, not even like about half a teaspoon. Okay, toast it a little bit till the coconuts turn yellow because of the turmeric. Once it's done, you all get a nice aroma. You all can add that to the mixer too. And then you all can go on with the first masala that I've given, that is coriander seeds, cumin seeds, peppercorn, fenugreek seeds, garlic cloves, tamarind. Okay, so that is done. You all are going to add around 1 or half cup of water. Don't add too much, otherwise it will turn out like I have. It will become too liquidy because the chicken also leaves a lot of juices, and it is good if you all add all the gravy into the chicken sukka. Okay. Now that is done, the chicken is cooked. I cooked the chicken for only 1 whistle. Okay, so everyone's cooker is different. If you all don't prefer using a cooker, you all can happily cook it in a kadai too. That is not an issue. And then that is ready. The second masala that I took was the garlic cloves, the bedki chilies, the raw coriander seeds, raw cumin seeds. Remember, in the second masala you all are going to use both the seeds, coriander seeds and cumin seeds raw, for a good flavor. Okay, blitz that. Once it becomes a fine powder or A little coarse is also fine. You all can add the coconuts to it, around 1 cup of coconut. Give it a quick blitz, only on a pulse, okay? Don't make it too fine because you all need that bite when you all are having. So then the mixture is ready, and then you all take a pan. You all take around 2 to 3 tablespoons of ghee, that is clarified butter, and use it generously because the coconut that you all are going to put is going to soak up most of the ghee, okay? So then you all are going to fry finely chopped onions in the ghee till they turn brown, okay? And be careful, don't turn them black. Once the onions are brown, you all can go in with around 4 to 5 seeds of fenugreek, and then fry it a little. Add curry leaves, which is totally optional. Once that is done, go in with the second masala, okay? That is the dry masala. Add that, give it a fry nicely, cook it nicely. You all will get all the aromas, the raw coriander seeds, the cumin seeds. You all will understand how you all are going through with that because this flavor and the aroma is really good. So now when this gets cooked, it will turn a little red. That means you all are good to go with adding the chicken into the kadai, okay? So once you all add the chicken into the kadai, keep stirring nicely and be careful, don't put everything together because then you all won't be able to mix it well. You all need the coconut on every piece of the chicken. You all need it to be nicely coated, okay? And then you all can add a little bit of gravy on top, slow, little by little, and then it's done. Don't put a lot of gravy because it won't remain sukka. In Mangalore, this dish is also called kori sukka. So kori means chicken and sukka means, obviously you all know what it means. So let's just finish with the plating.
With Indian bread or just like that?
I'm just going to sprinkle a little coriander on top. Okay. And just a second.
Shrima,
Yes.
can we use boneless chicken?
Yes, you all can use boneless chicken, but then when you are cooking the chicken, be careful because it might cook a little bit faster than the chicken with bones. Okay, so your chicken sukka is ready, and my mom specially made neer dosa to have with the chicken sukka. So here it is. I hope you all like the recipe. If you all have any questions, you all can ask me right now, or feel free to text me on my actual Insta account, that is Shetty Shrima, which is already pinned on the in the comments. So yeah.
Very nicely explained. With Indian bread or just like that?
Okay, so chicken sukka is a very tasty dish. You all can have it with Indian breads, or you all can have it with neer dosa or idli or brown rice. It goes with anything actually, if you ask me. As you like, it is your preference. Any other questions?
Save the video.
Sure, Avrit, I'll do that. Thanks for reminding.
Explain beautifully the recipe for the neer dosa. कौन सा? संजीव को
Okay, thank you guys. I think I've explained everything very nicely, and I've showed you all the recap too. If you all want to ask any more questions, I've already told you all. I've pinned my username Shetty Shrima. If you all want, you all can text me personally. I'll reply to those questions. So I think I'm done, and I hope you all like the recipe. And if you all try it at home, please tag me and the academy too. That is APCA India and Shetty Shrima. Okay? Thank you so much, guys. Bye.